Let's talk about integers, particularly performing simple operations between integers. Now, an integer is defined as a whole number that can be positive, negative, or zero. An example of an operation that you could be asked to perform is something like 5 minus 2. Of course, we know the answer to be 3, but could this information help us perform another operation, say 2 minus 5? It absolutely can. See, if 5 minus 2 is 3, then 2 minus 5 must be negative 3. Subtracting a larger number from a relatively smaller number will always give you the negative version of the answer you get by subtracting the smaller number from the relatively larger number. Another example now. Say we have 15 minus 11. Well, we know this answer should be 4, so if we do 11 minus 15, then we would expect the answer to be negative 4. This is the first method you can use to solve these types of problems. Now, that's all great, but what's really going on here? Well, let's first take a look at one way we can really visualize these operations. Imagine a number line, either horizontal or vertical, but I like horizontal, with 0 placed in the middle, positive numbers to the right, and negative to the left. If we're asked to solve a problem like 5 minus 2, we can start by placing a point at the location of that first number, 5. Now, when we see minus 2, we can interpret that to mean moving 2 spaces or 2 numbers to the left. 1, 2. And you can see that we end up here at a value of 3. Now, this is one way to think about subtraction, and we can use it to get negative answers as well. Say we have 2 minus 5. We can start here at 2, then move 5 spaces to the left. Doing so will leave you here at negative 3. Therefore, the answer is negative 3. Hopefully this makes sense and you're able to visualize the number line when working through these problems. Now that you're used to seeing a negative number appear as an answer, let's go over some terminology. You'll often hear me use the words positive and plus interchangeably, but they do differ slightly in definition. Positive is typically used to describe a number, like positive 4, while plus is used to describe the operation of addition between two numbers, like 4 plus 2. The same can be said for negative and minus. Negative will be used to describe the number, while minus is used to describe the operation of subtraction. Now, let's look at another example. Say we have 4 minus 9. Well, I know 9 minus 4 is 5, so we would expect the answer here to be negative 5. But let's look at our number line. We can start here at positive 4, then move 9 spaces to the left. And you can see we end up at our answer of negative 5, just like we predicted. Now, one thing to note here is that the 4 in this question is a positive. We can even put a positive sign in front of it if we wish, though this isn't necessary. Usually, positive numbers will have no sign in front of them at all. If I do add the positive sign here, though, it makes it a bit more obvious how I could write an equivalent expression. See, 4 minus 9 is the same thing as saying negative 9 plus 4. You can see the negative of the 9 is accounted for here and here, and the positive, or plus 4, is accounted for here and here. Both of these will result in the same answer of negative 5. In fact, you can make a number line for the second statement and see if you get the same answer. Start here at negative 9, then move 4 spaces to the right. Remember, we go to the right when a number is positive or added. This will bring you to an answer of negative 5, just from the other direction this time. So at the end of the day, the order of these terms doesn't really matter. Now let's look at some general rules you can use to add and subtract integers if these last two methods aren't really for you. If the signs of the two numbers are different, like positive 2 minus 5 or negative 2 plus 5, your first step will be to subtract the numbers themselves while ignoring the signs completely. Then use the larger number to determine the sign. So in the case of positive 2 minus 5, we can start by subtracting the two numbers while ignoring the signs. 5 minus 2 is 3, so we expect the final answer to include a 3. Then look at the larger of the two numbers. 5 is larger than 2, and it's a negative, so the final answer should be negative 3. In the case of negative 2 plus 5, we do the same thing. 5 minus 2 is 3, so we need to have a 3 in our answer, and the larger of the two numbers, the 5, is a positive, so your final answer will be positive 3. Now, what if the signs are the same, say positive 2 plus 5 or negative 2 minus 5? Well, simply add the numbers together, again ignoring the signs, Then consider the signs of the original numbers to determine the sign of your answer. So for positive 2 plus 5, you get positive 7, because both numbers are positive and 2 plus 5 is 7. For negative 2 minus 5, you get negative 7, because both numbers are negative, and again, 2 plus 5 is 7. So you can absolutely use any of these methods you like to solve the addition or subtraction of two integers. Here are some examples to try. Pause the video now and give it a go. Otherwise, the answers will be revealed in 3 seconds. Great. Now let's discuss brackets or parentheses. You'll often see a set of brackets used to contain negative numbers, as it makes for a neater looking expression. When you do this though, you'll see that you often get two signs right next to each other, like this. We can always simplify this to one sign in order to make the question easier. In this case, a plus and a minus will combine to make a minus. You can then go ahead and solve the question. In general, we can say that if those signs are the same, we simplify to addition, but if the signs are opposites, we simplify to subtraction. For example, 2 minus negative 5 becomes 2 plus 5, or 7, whereas 2 plus negative 5 becomes 2 minus 5, or negative 3. Try simplifying then solving the following questions. Again, pause the video now to give it a go, otherwise the answers will be revealed in 3 seconds. Now, we've gone over adding and subtracting, but what about multiplying and dividing? Well, luckily, multiplication and division are even simpler than adding and subtracting. The rules go as follows. If the signs of two numbers, multiplied or divided, are the same, then the answer will be positive. If the sign of the two numbers are opposites, then the answer will be negative. So for example, 4 times 5. Both numbers have the same sign. They're both positive. So the answer should also be positive, and it is, positive 20. You could even show both terms to be positive by using a positive sign in a set of brackets like this, but again, it's largely unnecessary. However, if both numbers are negative, like this, then the brackets can be very useful to help keep things organized. In this case, both signs are the same, so again, your answer will be positive 20. The only way to get a negative 20 as an answer would be if you had something like this, negative 4 times positive 5, or positive 4 times negative 5. The signs are opposites, so in both cases you get a negative answer. Now, let's try division, and remember, the same rules will apply. We have 15 divided by 5, which we know gives us a value of 3. And make a note here, division can be shown by using the division symbol like this, or by expressing the numbers as a fraction. Both are acceptable. Now if both the 15 and 5 are positive, then of course the answer will be positive 3. If they're both negative, then again, the answer is going to be positive 3, because the signs are the same. It's only when you have one negative and one positive number that you get negative 3 as an answer, like in these scenarios. Hopefully that makes sense. Now pause the video and try these questions here. And again, the answer will be revealed in 3 seconds. Great. This has been an overview of integers and operations between them. It's the first video in my series of math basics, so check out the rest of the videos in this playlist where I cover topics including working with fractions, order of operations or BEDMAS, and long operations, including everyone's favorite, long division. Like or even subscribe to the channel if you found this video helpful, and be sure to check out some of my other over 100 videos covering various topics of high school level mathematics. And of course, thanks for watching.